Well, shaken.
Bacon.
Oh, that's a great thing to be shaken. Well, what are we at? 93. And we have Shy Time is My Time here, which is
Yo,
absolutely fantastic. How you doing, buddy?
thanks for having me. I'm doing good. I just actually finished work like 10 minutes ago. I was
Excellent. Perfect timing.
like Friday Zoom call with my
Yeah.
colleagues, and I'm like, "Are you just gonna end? I need to go." So, I was also on like another stream earlier with London Bridge.
Oh yeah, you were on London
Also
Bridge.
on calling. But some of my colleagues follow me on my socials, like my Lego socials. So when I
Yeah.
post up on the story, like I'm gonna be on a show at this time.
Yeah.
I have to be working, so it's like I'm pretending to work as I'm like talking to everybody.
Right.
Are you the green screen guy behind you riding the bike? Like that would be perfect. You just got a green screen
that dude's hilarious.
It is absolutely funny.
When he crashes or falls down with the green screen, and everyone's like, "What's going on?" Or when he's in that boxing ring, I think that was my favorite one. Yeah, I'm doing good. Thanks for asking. How are you?
Doing great.
Yeah.
Busy week, but glad it's over. Yeah, Tanner was like the same thing. Tanner was supposed to have a meeting at 4:30, whatever.
Yeah. My boss scheduled a meeting at 4:30, and so I call in. I'm waiting for her. She texts me. She's like, "I'm running late." But 10 minutes after, she calls and she says, "Well, my internet's out at home. I'm on my cell phone. Do you want to?" And we got a team meeting in Arizona next week. So she's like, "Do you want to just do this next week?" I was like, "Yeah, sure. Let's do that."
Good thing it's nothing important, hey, Tanner?
Right, exactly. Yeah.
It's just his progress review or whatever.
Yeah, just my mid-year performance review. No big deal.
Yeah.
What's the rush?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, no big deal to her, right? Yeah. So I guess how you doing, Eric? What's up? What's shaking? What's new?
I'm
is
doing
that Eric? Is that even Eric? Or is that half of Eric?
Getting close to that.
Yeah, exactly.
That's awesome, man. That's pretty
exactly.
Killing it. I'm going to get back to the job. I did a workout yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
I'm on a 1-day streak.
Nice. Hey, you gotta start one day, right?
It ended today. So I got a message today from Wendy. Okay. And she said, "Hey, Kev, there's something in your P.O. box." I'm like, how the hell does she know there's something in my P.O.? Who emailed her that there was something in my P.O. box? But she had sent us something. This is supposed to be for the 100 stream, but she said I could open it. So I'm going to open it now. And she needs help to send you guys some stuff. I hope it's necklaces.
It's not necklaces.
I hope it's necklaces.
Wendy's not. Wendy's nice. She's not a sadist like Joe.
Well, Joe has something coming too, so you guys can be ready for that.
While you're cracking that open, let's say hello to everybody in the chat. We got Todd here. We got Nick the Brick Adjuster's here. Eric's going to be on with Nick right after this stream tonight. So we'll go, people in the chat, go raid Nick's stream afterwards. If we don't really do that on YouTube, but we're going to do it tonight. Paul, Parkdale Playboy's here. Deb's here. Autumn's here. PBJ is here.
Delicious as always.
Oh, yeah.
Wendy is here in the chat. So welcome, Wendy, and thank you for the thing. And then Brick Building Brian's here. Doug's here. Copper's here. Copper's got a question. I'll get right back to that. Eric is here. DCL's here. And Chris Alden's here. So hello, everybody. And whoever else is lurking, hello to you, too. Copper asked, for anyone that got Gringotts, I got a regular 32 by 32 gray base plate, but some people are saying they got a unique one. So from what I understand, if you turn the base plate over, there's like something unique about the underside of the base plate.
Really?
So flip it over and check the bottom side, and it like up near one of the corners, it's supposed to be unique. But I don't know. I didn't get it. I haven't built it, so I don't know why it's unique or what's special about that. But That's
Try
what I've
no.
seen.
No, I don't. That's
No,
I just
no.
know that's the same
You,
thing.
you heard the same thing?
Yeah, I saw the same thing. I didn't get green guts, but I've seen people show the underside of the bottom of that base plate and with no explanation to why from Lego. So
I don't know. Like,
It's
I like it,
standard.
and it's one of the sets that I really wanted to get my hands on, but I don't know if I'm.
But
I
it
don't
has
know
an
if I'm really-
exclusive base plate, Kev. Did you
Yeah, I
consider
know.
that?
Well, maybe
Well,
it
shit, I'm
does.
gonna-
Copper did.
See you guys. I'm going to get it. Nay. I did pick something up though. I did grab something. I haven't bought a lot of stuff here recently, but I picked up this little set. This little gem right here.
Nice.
ooh, the Concorde.
I want that. I will get that. It will be mine. It's big. Like it is
Yeah.
larger
So-
than it looks.
Yeah, as far as these, it's kind of funny because even the box is, it's skinny.
How many pieces are in that?
It was what was it? 2083.
something.
83.
2083.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of the
So-
Airbus licensing on it. That can just go out of there. You can just mark that off with a Sharpie. But other than that, it's cool.
Listen, don't be a plain snob.
Yeah, this isn't your review, man. You don't need to say that.
Okay, so the first thing in this box,
Hey.
I can already tell. This is for Tanner. This paper. You will get
That's what I
this.
always wanted.
Don't eat all of it in one sitting.
I
That's good. That's funny.
know this isn't for me.
That's funny.
Coffee crisp. That's for me. Okay.
Gotta be for you.
And I see a pilot.
And there's
minifigure.
oh, did you see who's on the front there?
It's the pilot, right? Yeah, buddy.
Oh, cool.
He's in this case. I'm gonna show this off when you're done opening that up. Hello, Jenny Bricks.
Hey, Jen. Yep, you can wait till 100.
Oh, that's you're
What's
gonna
that?
wait till he's gonna mail it to you.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
He told me I can. It says so. This one, oh, so there's one for me, and this is a card she's got. So we'll open that up that night. And I think this one's for me as well. But she told me I can eat the candies right away.
Are those are candies?
Yes.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool. Wendy says she couldn't find a tugboat, Eric.
Yeah. She looked for a tugboat. Oh, I just killed
All
it.
right. The tugboat roundup is this weekend. It starts today.
Oh, that is cool.
Not
Actually,
making
she.
that up.
I've never seen this figure. This is cool. She on mine, she's got the welder guy. Where is he here?
Yeah,
Right.
that guy's in this
There.
case too. He's like series
Actually, I haven't seen that
10,
dude.
series 11.
So I will get this stuff mailed off to the boys.
Awesome. Thank you.
I'll
Wendy.
I'll actually mail Tanner's car stands too for his.
Yeah, it's about friggin' time.
I was gonna bring them to Chicago, but
You were.
you didn't remind me.
It's my fault now. Okay.
Yeah.
Um,
It'll work.
has anyone built this yet? This is what I want to build tonight. Anyone? Yeah.
I just got it
Anyone
in
in
the
the
mail.
chat? What's that?
I just got it in the mail.
Okay. I got mine from Costco. Check your Costco's. It's like
Myself.
18% off at Costco.
I was so kicking myself for knowing. Like after I put in the order, and the next day people are posting photos at Costco. That's
Yeah.
over them. Like, oh, great.
So it was $10 off at Costco, yeah.
It was here. It was 15 off. So
So
it's
that's like
regular
150
79. It
Canadian.
was 65.
Yeah.
Regular 80.
I was gonna
But-
say, that's not 15, Tanner.
Regular 80.
130.
Shut the hell up. If anybody in the chat's built this, let me know. I think there's supposed to be 2 sticker sheets, and I only got 1. And Maura said she had the same problem. She only got 1 sticker sheet, and she got hers from Costco too.
Oh,
But
it's
you
from the
hate
Costco bag.
Yeah,
That's why.
it's cheaper.
Yeah, that's why it's cheaper.
I do hate stickers.
And you hate
but
stickers, so what's the problem?
It's definitely not a coincidence if we're both missing it, but I might be wrong. It might be the ghost that has 2 sticker sheets and this one only has.
Tanner, if you flip it over,
No,
nothing.
that's right. What are you guys going to build tonight? Are you going to build anything tonight?
No. No,
Good answer.
I'm gonna build this damn thing.
Oh, you're still working on the T-Rex.
Yeah. I was gonna start
Shy,
the Concord, but
Are
I'll
you
do
going to build
this
anything? You just going to chat? That's all right.
Chilling. I'm actually testing this like new equipment that I got, so I'll be kind of messing with controls on my left right here.
That's what she said.
Heyo.
Your left or right? We need to know. This inquiry minds need to know because if we see your hand all like freaking out and crazy over there, we might start rumors and shit. We don't.
It's just
Oh, there it
this.
is. Oh,
cool.
Wah, wah, wah.
So it's part of this new stuff that I grabbed. Like I spent like a G and some change like on Labor Day sales for tech. So
Oh, really?
yeah, I'm just playing with this stuff. Yeah.
So what does that stuff do? What is it for?
Well, this is an audio recorder, but I'm using it to balance the audio on this to the computer, what you can hear right now. So through the mic and my headphones. So mainly I got it to like record audio on its own.
It's
instead of
phenomenal.
using.
Like, your sound is unbelievable.
Oh yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
That's good. That's a good thing. I don't know how I sound.
My sounds unbelievable.
I can hear
Your
myself
sound
in
is shit.
headphones, but like I don't know how I
No,
actually sound.
you sound like you're in
Yeah,
headphones
sounds
like
good.
right here. So that's good. That's phenomenal.
Okay, cool. Perfect.
Studio quality.
Awesome.
Tanner, you
costs
need to get
$7.
that.
Shut up.
Tanner, you should buy 2 of those. Maybe it'll help your goddamn computer.
Eric, what are you going to build tonight?
That was very rude. Could you please answer Kevin's question first?
No, he didn't even ask a question.
It sounded like a question to me. He added A at the end of it, and that's a question.
True.
Yeah. Son of a bitch.
All right, what are you going to build? And then I'm going to show this.
I'm gonna continue on the Bad Batch shuttle. I think I started that at like I don't know something in the 80s, and then forgot that I was building it. And then as I cleaned the room, I found it, and I was like, "Oh my god, wow! I still have this half-open box."
You just got it for the figure, didn't you?
I did get it for the figure, but what other set did Hunter come in? Because I have 2 of them, and I don't know if I got 2 in this set or there was another one that he was in.
I think he came in any other set.
So then I have 2 of him. Oh my god, that is awesome!
Oh, yeah.
Tanner, you need to get 2 of them.
Tanner, you need to get 2 of those.
Why don't you? Why do I need to get 2 of them?
That's it. Now I need one.
So
Should I
cool.
spend 1,000 on that?
What?
That'll be like if I buy it, that means it's like quick math, $7,462.83.
Yeah.
Canadian. Well, I also bought
Yeah.
like 2 mics and 2 stands, or 4 stands, 2 lights.
Why do you need 2 mics? Do you have like one here and one here? So if you like chin up, chin down, or what's going
No,
on?
it's for my new podcast I'll be doing. So
Okay.
the what I'm like, unlike Cali Bricklick or like this, where we're talking to each other from across the world.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do this one like as an opportunity to like so it's more of an opportunist thing. It's not gonna be like I'm gonna post a video every week like I normally do. It would be like,
Yeah.
hey, are you gonna be in town? Hey, let's shoot a quick podcast for like 30 minutes. So we'll like meet
Yeah.
up somewhere and I can bring all this equipment, record it, film it, make a podcast out of it.
That's cool.
Yeah. So I'm like, that's why I got it. So
And you're going to do that. I think we talked about this, but you're going to do that at the convention circuit.
yeah. So
Set up.
it's like, Bricks Kings, where he has a little
Yeah.
booth.
Matt.
I'm not gonna do it in a booth. It's gonna be in my room.
Oh, nice.
So like a little bit more
So
secluded.
basically, you'd be like, "Hey, you want to come to my room?"
Yeah, he's so shady.
A weird way to pick people up, Shy, and I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah, so I'll have something set up, and then I'll just randomly to ask people like, "Hey, you wanna shoot a cast for like 20 minutes?" It'll be
Why,
set
why
up,
not
going
just
out.
get a white panel van while you're at it and write free candy on the side?
Shy, do you want me to send you this Lego candy? Like, do you need this stuff? You can just troll with it.
Oh wow! I'll just be like, hey,
Free candy.
that's so wrong. It'll be cool. It'll be cool. I promise.
When are you kicking that off? When's your first episode?
I'm just now playing with the equipment. I just like kind of like took over all the handles where I need to put them like on the social media spaces. Now it's just a matter of getting the people that I asked in the beginning who live near me. So getting them to actually find time to hang out for like 20, 30 minutes. So I don't know, soon, maybe next couple weeks, you'll have something.
Yeah, cool.
Maybe.
Are you planning a
it's
road
gonna
trip
be-
to Canada, Ty?
We'll see each other at Chicago, I promise. If you go again.
Absolutely.
What
Well-
what you're gonna post it on your YouTube channel? Your
No, I'll be on its own,
Replay.
own channel again. It'll be on like it's called Sitting on a Stoop. I was trying not to plug myself.
no, that's what. Seriously, that's what we're here for. Plug yourself. Plug away.
All right. Well, it's called
Absolutely,
Sitting on
no,
a
100%.
Stoop. You might not be able to find it because it's not discoverable because nothing's been posted.
Okay.
But if you go on my channel, like my actual channel, Shy Time is My Time, and scroll to the bottom where you can see featured channels. On the bottom, you'll see a link to Sitting on a Stoop. So whenever that happens, I'll start marketing it. But for right now, I just took I sent to ensure that I took the Gmail, took all the YouTube stuff and the Instagram stuff before I lose it. So that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
All right.
And I'm looking forward to it. So I loved Cali Brick Click. I was sad that it had to end. There were so many people I wanted to bring on, but it just became a managing nightmare. So and it took up a lot of editing time that it just wasn't fun. Just wasn't fun to make. So this though, but what I loved about it was just like being like what you guys are doing right here, where you guys are hanging out every week and chilling and talking. Like that's what I really love about the cast at the time. So I kind of want to continue that, but not be on a strict schedule like like this would be, or like London Calling, a couple of brickheads, Cali Brick Click at the time. Now it's just like, oh, I interviewed 5 people, so within the next 5 weeks you'll get 5 episodes. Or whatever. Sometimes it might be dry spells because I just haven't ran into anybody or got to meet with anybody. But there are going to be times where I'll be like, let me go to Canada. Who's in Canada in this area? Boom, boom, boom. All right, hey, I'll be in your area. You're down to record for like 8 minutes, and I'll drive wherever you're at. And it'll be cool to see since they'll be in a different location almost every time. So
I got a better idea.
Love it.
I'll ride down on the cruiser. I'll just pick you up and we'll just do a trip across the U.S.
oh shit. I mean, that's a lot of gear to carry on the back of a dyno, but
You're going up to butt. Like,
I'll bring the Sevo, buddy. It's an ultra classic, bud. We got lots of real estate.
that's a big bike. No,
Yep.
the next bike I'm getting is just going to be an ST, but more of a soft tail. So
Yeah.
I want that new one that California has a I cannot go to the next state over, like Nevada, Oregon or Arizona, which sells the bikes for like really cheap, the bike that I want, and bring it over to California. Like Harley won't let that happen just due to our emission controls.
Yeah.
I can only buy this specific bike in California for double the amount. It's
That's a
so
racket.
weird.
That's such a
So
racket.
And probably has more emission control on it that's bunging you up anyway, right?
yep. So I mean, I'm gonna rip the exhaust out. We'll take everything off. It's not gonna matter. So, but that's kind of where I'm at with the bike. But I do want a bigger one. So maybe a Road Glide or something, or Street Glide.
Yeah. I couldn't give up my big bike. I love it too much. And my problem is I always grab shit, right? Like wherever I go, I'm picking something up or I'm like, oh yeah, I should bring that home. I mean, it'll totally fit on the bike. And now you're reorganizing and you're leaving clothes behind and you're whatever.
Some stuff out, just coming back naked.
It happens. I mean, it happens. Wouldn't be the first time. Come back with one pair of jeans and one boot.
I don't know what part of Canada are you in. Have you been to the Black Hills?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I was down there in we rode down in 2017.
Okay.
Took 5 days to come down.
Okay.
And then like hit everything on the way down, like Devil's Tower, did all at Beartooth Pass, did all that shit. Right.
Nice.
And then Sturgis we were there for the 3 days prior and 2 days of, because the 3 days prior is Sturgis. It's busy as shit.
Yeah.
And then did all the stuff down there. And then we basically dropped everybody off at the airport, and 4 of us just headed west. And we basically did like one of these, right? This is
Yeah.
about 6 hours. We'd wake up in the morning and go, we're going to end up here. And that's what we
Nice.
did.
Some real
And just
bikers.
stopped all over the place. So it was good. I loved it. And I'm doing that again in the next
How
couple of
far
years.
west did you go from Sturgis?
We
Montana.
went all the way to the coast. We went all the way
Oh,
to,
wow.
to the, and then we came up through BC,
Mhm.
and
we
then
rolled back.
BC was on fire at the time, which was fantastic. And then yeah, just it was
What
awesome.
was this? 7, 8 days, 9 days of riding?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. Sounds like a good time.
Yeah, it was awesome, man. And the sights and stuff. Like I've always said I could very easily be converted to small town USA. Like that's my speed, that's my jam. I love that life. I love rolling through all these small towns, and like you got 5 houses in some of these towns, and then you come across a school and it's got the nicest bloody football field you'll ever see in your life.
Yep.
And baseball diamond stuff. You're like, holy shit, look at that. Eh? Like they put some money into this stuff. Everybody's waiting. Like I could live there, no problem. Just getting there.
They allow you. I mean, there are.
Yeah, there's rules and regulations to
You know.
everything. Yeah. I would definitely not put you down as my reference.
Understood.
Fair enough.
Shy, you got your second sub. Nick sub to the new channel there. So
Oh, yeah. Thanks, Nick. Appreciate
you're
you.
first. He's number 2. Eric PBG says Hunter was in the Justifier as well as the Bad Batch shuttle.
Okay.
So you get the Justifier.
Feel a little better about that then.
And yeah, PBJ, I thought I was Kevin's jam, but apparently not. Okay, I'm gonna
What'd you
show this
think?
off real quick so I don't have to hold it because it's heavy as shit. But
Thought you
so
were frozen for a little while.
no, I was just concentrating.
Right, it was.
I was listening to the conversation. This is the 192 figure display case. I've got series 1 through 12 in here. I got
What
this
brand is that?
This is the Shop Pop displays.
Uh,
So
is it heavy?
it's heavy as shit. Yeah, I was telling Kevin it came with 2 little flimsy drywall anchors. There's no way I'm gonna have to find a stud or 2. But
So what are you gonna do? Just let it sit on a desk?
yeah, for now.
That's
Now
smart.
until I figure out where to hang, because I don't even know what the distance is between the holes on the back, if it's whatever 16 inches apart or not.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's really nice, and the front cover is magnetic, so it comes off
Oh, okay, that's
really
cool.
easily. Yeah, there's magnets in each of the corners, so you don't have to
So those aren't screws.
no. Here, I'll show you. Set it down here. So you can just
Do they have smaller ones of that? I'm assuming.
yeah, they do.
Yeah.
This is their largest one. They have as small as I think 4 wide by 1 or 2.
Okay.
I'll show you. They sent me one for review, a smaller
Oh,
one.
nice.
I'll show you that.
I like the fact that it's magnetic in the front and not like a screw bit.
Yeah, it's very cool actually. The one that he did the demo on, you got to watch his review on it because he wears his white glove.
Damn, Tanner, you have a big. Is that your basement? That's huge.
Yeah.
I'm in LA, man. We don't get that type of sizing out here. Over here, that cost like $5 million.
Yeah, exactly. You're in the 6-figure range.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you don't want to hear what it costs here. So here's the smaller one they sent me. But yeah, so there's magnets in each of the corners.
Oh, I see it.
And they just
Okay. Just flip it
Just
open.
pops
Oh,
right
that's, so
up.
that's so convenient.
and it's got cutouts in the corner too. And I mean, see that?
So,
it's
it's
precision fit. Like it only fits one way.
okay. Yeah, I'm gonna look into that.
Yeah.
I
And this
tried
one,
looking
this
into
one's
it,
about
but
$40, $45.
That's
This size.
yeah. Is it the studs for the figs in the bottom, or what is it?
Yeah,
Oh, what are they
it's
shining on?
Lego studs, genuine
cool.
Lego studs. Yeah,
You got an affiliate link or something?
I do.
Should plug that so I can use it.
I do. Yeah.
I'll go on there. I'll watch your video. I'll go through your video and get it. I'm sure.
Yeah, it's I think it's Tangem 10. It's 10%
Yeah.
off.
Awesome. That's tax. I'm good.
I put
That's
in
that's-
10 20.
And they charge you for shipping too, so it doesn't cover shipping. It kind of sucks.
I expect that.
Yeah. Look,
When
they're
he
nice.
said
They're
that
very
brick
nice.
building biker
And they're
did a cousin
local.
of hand steal your bricks.
They're local. They're in Jersey, so it's
Oh,
not going to
cool.
take you
No
8
custom.
weeks to get there. Yeah, exactly.
No custom. I mean, it's not local to me. Jersey's on the other side of the country, but
True.
3,000 miles. But it's
Local
not
is
charging
not in Great Britain.
So that's the one I found. I found there was one, I can't remember who it was, and I reached out to them. Hey Steve, how you doing, buddy?
Steve.
I reached out to him. It was one of the toy shops in the UK. I can't remember the name of it, but they have a display cabinet that has, I think it holds 20 or 30 or 90 or something, but it has it's got two doors that close on it like this, and then it's got a push button on the front. It's got an LED strip on every line to illuminate down on the minifigs. And I'm like, hell yeah, love it. So I reached out to them and I said, hey, what are the chances? Like, I want to buy one of these. Will you ship to Canada? Yeah, that was a no.
Starts with an S, right? The store. I think I saw someone post it.
Which one was it?
The store in the UK or
Yeah.
somewhere in Europe. Yeah. I remember seeing. I don't remember who shared it on Instagram about that case. Like,
Yeah, it was on Instagram that I saw it. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And it was a good looking case. I thought, wow, that's fantastic. So I thought, well, I tried looking up their website, and
I like to whisper too.
Well, she found a spider on the floor. That's weird. God.
You a little distracted there, buddy?
I don't even know what's happening right now. It's
We know.
I don't even know what I was saying.
Jeez.
Where's Tanner? Show the Lego pants.
I got
Yeah, I've seen you this red before in my life.
Oh,
Have you guys been watching Ahsoka? You've been keeping up with it?
Yeah, it was a big
oh,
rebel.
this is a problem. There's a live spider in here.
Is it a dangerous spider or a friendly spider?
Let's see if we can see him in there. If we can see him running around here. There he is. See him look at it.
Friendly.
He looks like he's friendly.
Look at
Yeah,
that
he's
bad
really
boy. Yeah.
he's smiling.
What kind of idiot spider can't get out of this thing? There's two of them in there.
Uh-oh.
Oh, they're mating.
Yeah, making babies gonna have a million of them running around too.
Yeah,
You're
we
gonna
could
have
have
to
a-
burn that place down pretty soon.
Oh my god! I watched this video today of this, definitely a gay dude, but he's in his car, and he wants to get over his fear of spiders. So his idea to get over the fear of spiders is to eat a tarantula
Oh
because
god.
they sell salted tarantulas.
Naturally. I mean, that's
It
how I
is
did.
I will send it to you guys. You will piss yourself. It is funny. It is like pure comedy. This guy's like just losing it. And then he finally gets it out of the bag. Like he opens the bag and he throws it because he's like freaking out. And he goes, just to be clear, I didn't even see the spider. He goes, I just opened the bag and I saw a black abyss. And he goes, that was enough.
Oh,
But he ends up getting through this thing. He eats it.
like you have to eat it, like to get over your fear of spiders.
Well, that's what this is. This is what this guy is. I don't know. But here, we'll get banned in another country. I'll put a little bit of it up here. But he's like, all I want to do is get over my fear of spitters. Like, yep.
Spitters or spite? What?
Yeah. That was a good question. She says, "Is it kids getting hurt funny?"
Lightly salted. Okay. Can't open it, can't do it. Okay, that's God. I haven't heard God speak that loud in a long time. Maybe it's like a Band-Aid. I just open and look and get it over with. Okay. I don't want to touch it. I didn't even see him, okay? I opened the package and I saw a dark abyss, and that was enough for me. Look how much I'm shaking. No, I'm not reaching in there to get you. You better fall out or this ain't happening. Why is it so hot? He's hairier than I am. He's just waiting for me to undo all these protective coverings so he can pounce on a zebra. There ain't zebras here. Welcome to California. Cheers. He eats zebra. He came at me aggressively, okay? Of course I'm going to react. I don't want to do it. All right. I'll hold it nice and steady so y'all can see it. That's,
Oh my God.
that's the tarantula. Did y'all dismember him already, or was that from me throwing him about? I'm eating a tarantula, aren't I?
It's dead, right? Naturally.
Yeah.
And it had like 9 things around it.
I've never touched a tarantula, let alone put it in my mouth upon first meeting. First impressions are everything. Hi, I'm terrified. I know for a fact, if I pour you onto my hand, I will throw you into the back seat. Almost immediately. Okay, it puts it in the hand. Please don't fall. I'm trying not to react while this lady is walking by with her child. Now is not the time. Satan, Lord, remember that one time I held that door for that lady? And she lost her cane? I bent over and picked it up for her so she didn't have to. You remember when I did all those good things for you? I'm never going to find a suitable mate if I cannot get over my fear of spitters. You're huge. He's huge. He's just sitting in my seat, okay? I'm not sitting down, but it says my airbag is on because they think a human being is sitting there. I'm not sitting down. Oh, I got tarantula legs all over my Prius seats. I'm eating a tarantula. I don't know why I keep poking him. If he came to life, I would literally come to death. Okay? Oh, there's a leg in my cup holder. Oh, where to begin? Yum. My favorite part of a tarantula is the whole tarantula. I'm gonna spit you out. Eat it. Just eat the tarantula.
I don't get the psychology behind get over your fears. Eat your fears.
Hi. You still here?
I mean, he's touching it now.
He is. That's true. It's working.
Okay, now there's a whole spider in my cup holder. Oh no, I broke his butt off upon impact. Where'd it go? How do you lose a whole butt? Okay, where'd it go? Oh. Here we go. Don't talk with me. Oh, it's lightly salted. Good. Well, that wasn't so bad, now was it? There's a tarantula in here. He ain't moving. He's dead.
I love it.
All right. Steve says he was afraid of girls when he was a kid.
My fear spitters.
Steve said he was afraid of girls when he was a kid. Guess what he did to get over it?
Good one.
Well played.
Classic. Oh man.
So where do we go from there?
Well, I opened it up for you guys. You're welcome. Enjoy.
So Tanner asked about Ahsoka, and it went there.
That's because Kevin hasn't seen this week's yet, so he was trying to.
Yeah, I haven't seen this week.
Oh, okay. Well, why'd you
My
do that?
well, I was using my daughter's Disney, but then she ended up canceling it because it was just getting too expensive for her. So I thought I had time. I've been doing a lot of travel for work, so I thought I had time to go to watch it while I was on the road, and of course I didn't. So I got to reorder. I'm going to do it tonight. Reorder Disney, and then give her for my granddaughter, so my granddaughter can watch all the shows she wants to see, and so that'll be on the tasks to do this weekend.
Well, we won't spoil anything, but I'll say this week's episode was a banger. It was good.
So good.
It's,
So good.
I know a lot of people were complaining the first couple episodes because the fighting was kind of slow and Ahsoka was lethargic, but we got over that this week. It was much better.
Yeah, the whales
Excellent.
last week was good.
True.
The whales made me smile.
The what?
The whales, the flying whales.
Oh, the flying whales.
The Purgle.
Yeah, there you go. The Purgles.
Yeah, the Purgles. Eric, did you know they were Purgles?
Yes,
No, you didn't. You're a
100%.
liar. You're a
I
filthy
knew when they
liar.
said it. I definitely knew then.
Steve says so good. Yeah, it's pretty
Oh,
good.
Yeah, it's been. I don't know. I like it. I think anything is better. Like I can't handle. What was the one with? What was the last one? That was all Obi-Wan was just, I don't know.
You didn't like Obi-Wan? I thought it was okay.
No.
It
Aggravating.
wasn't as good as what's the one? Cassian Andor. That one was
Yeah,
good.
Andor was good. Like, that's the thing. I guess at some point you have to have a stinker somewhere too. You're gonna have one that you don't like more than the rest, right? So that was probably. Oh, ugh. I'm still angry about that, but that's okay. I'll get over it. Never.
All right, switching topics.
Loved
Speaking
all
of
the
getting
Chrome
banned in
Land.
Russia, I think we got banned in Russia because we showed the Lego Masters clip, but now it's official. We have the cast revealed. Did everybody see that?
Yeah.
No.
I
Guys are
still
giving
yet
me
to
nothing.
finish the last season.
Well,
Yeah.
I haven't finished the last season either, but I did see all the reveals, and Shy and I saw several of those people at Brick Slopes.
Mhm.
a couple
I know
days
who
ago.
wins.
You know who wins?
He's already got it down. You should be betting in Vegas, Shy. Do it.
Yeah, I know who wins.
That's exciting.
I can't say it, so
Yeah,
Well,
no,
they weren't supposed to say it.
no. I saw more. I saw more at Brick Slopes, and I was like, "Are you on?" Like, I didn't like. This is before the announcements made. I'm like,
Yep.
officially, and I'm like, so are you on? Are you on Lego Masters? You're hanging out with them, and then he's like, no. And then the official comes out, and I'm like, see, I told you.
Yeah, I asked Emily, I was like, yeah, exciting, huh? And she says, I don't know what you're talking about. I was like,
Yeah.
Emily, there's been 2 TV spots, so we've clearly seen you on there.
Yep, I know for sure. Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna watch. I mean, I have friends that are on there, but like, I don't know. I'm just kind of over. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't finish the last one.
Copper's not right. Have you watched any of the Australian stuff, Shy?
Yeah, the OG ones, like when
Yeah,
the Lego
way
Masters
better.
were fresh.
Like, way better.
Yeah, of course. It was a good balance between getting to know the contestants and the builds. I think it was well
agreed.
done. But like every country's kind of different. Like us Americans, we like the drama, I guess. So, but they kind of changed it up for season 2 where they focus more on the builds and less of the people. Then season 3, I don't know, I just got bored and I stopped watching it.
Yeah.
I even told
Mhm.
off some of the casting people that they reach out to you. And I'm like, I'm over watching the show. Stop bothering me.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's just and again, maybe I think the problem is they're not trying to cater to AFOLs. So AFOLs hate watching it because of just what you said. There's nothing about the builds are 5 minutes of a 30-minute episode, and the other 25 minutes are drama and Will Arnett overacting.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean,
Yeah.
I'm totally fine with that. Like, I'm fine with it being not for AFOLs.
Yeah,
Bringing more people to this.
agreed.
Yeah, but yeah, it's agreed. It's not for us whatsoever. Emily, if anyone, no one here went to Brick Slopes, right? Except for Tanner.
Just Tanner.
Yeah.
Just Tanner.
So, you were there for Emily's keynote, right?
Yep.
We're there for that. So
Mhm.
for everyone here who hasn't doesn't know, the Emma Source, she was like the keynote for Brick Slopes, and her focus or topic was social media and how it's bringing more people into the community, because there's like a big, there's a big like little bit of animosity between people that do social media and mockers, right? When you go to a convention,
Mhm.
and
A little bit.
a little
That's
bit. I mean, look, people are getting better now, giving credit to when credit's due, right? I mean, as best they can, at least they're supposed to. So there's a little bit of an etiquette that's starting to happen because communication is happening between both communities, as opposed to just being bitter on the other side, no matter what side you're on. But not like, at least now, like I remember in Chicago before, like people would get a lot of views and clicks off of a mock, and there's no credit to the mock builder. But now it's like you should be crediting the mocker. Like,
Yeah.
at least show the name, their handle, and then show off the mock, and whatever happens. At least that's like the bare minimum. But anyway, Emily's topic was kind of, she's kind of standing up for what she does and how it helps the community. Like, just social media, like her content, it's not meant for just AFOL. She's making it for people to digest that are not in the fandom. So she says, she doesn't say acronyms like AFL. She has to actually say out the actual term, like adult fan of Lego. Like she'll never say Mills. She has to actually pronounce the whole, like say the whole sentence. Or when she says Legos and not Lego, so that way it hits engagement, so people will try to correct her, because we all like to correct each other for some weird reason. And then it kind of it then promotes it to go further out, and then you're getting all these new people coming in who now make the more people into the community, which is great. You just get outside perspective, and it's less of the same people over and over again, which is not a bad thing, but it's getting new people in. I think it's important for any community out there, like whether for me will be the MC community outside of this, the veteran community that's outside of this, dance community that's outside of this. Like you need new people to keep the hobby going or keep the old organization going. So
agreed.
It's
And
yeah, go ahead.
yeah, I think the lugs now are still in that old school. That's why I haven't joined a lug yet, because so many lugs are still those old gatekeepers, right? The old AFOLs. Oh, get off my lawn. You got to build like me. All that stuff. And
lawn.
it's well, I mean, it's true. Like,
Welcome to a Sunday afternoon in Tanner's neighborhood.
You see some of those people at the Lego conventions, it just turns you off. And not only are they gatekeeping the hobby from other adult fans of Lego, but they're also kind of, shitting on the public a bit. So I think it's important.
Is both sides. There definitely is, and that's like you said, the older guys and stuff. But there was that one dude in Chicago that I absolutely fell in love with, the guy with the motorized shit.
Yeah.
That guy?
Hey man, he wasn't ready for you.
What's that?
He wasn't ready for you, okay?
No, not that piece of shit. Not that guy. That guy was an asshole. But that guy almost got 5 in the mouth. It was the guy that had the motorized, like the buildings where the floor came out.
Yeah.
From the Wisconsin log.
Mark.
Yeah.
I think his name.
Mark.
Yeah. We just lost Shy. That guy, like, to your point, was phenomenal. He didn't care who you were. He was gonna tell you, like, he was gonna show you his passion, right? Those are the people you want.
And don't get me wrong, like, I am not trying to say it's only old people and old people.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Just trying
just
to say
it was old
people that have been in the hobby for 20 years and, didn't have a dark age, or they've been building a certain way, or they've been in a lug for 20 years. They are very unfriendly to people that have gotten into the hobby recently, right? And even we've been in the hobby for several years compared to many of the newer folks in the community, but those newer folks in the community have just as much to bring to the hobby as the 30-year career. I've never stopped building people.
100%.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I just Shy was talking about Emily's keynote, and there were a few of those people at Slopes, and they were kind of like grumbling about her keynote and didn't think it was that great. I thought it was really fascinating. Like, again, she's unlocked whatever algorithm there is for bringing people to her channel, right?
Yeah.
And again, if you're just tapping into the Lego community, your channel is probably going to top out at a certain point, because there's a finite number of us, right?
Yeah.
But she knows that she doesn't want to just live with that finite piece of the community. She wants to bring more people to the hobby, and I can see that too. So after Chicago, I was of the same boat of, yes, social media folks need to credit builders, and because it's not that hard to do it, right? It's very easy to show a mock card. It's very easy to say, hey, I talked to this guy for 5 minutes. Here's his social media handle, if you can. But at the same time, those people are bringing people to conventions. They're bringing people to the hobby. And so we don't need to like throw down and fight with each other, right? There's room for everybody, I think.
Yeah, I agree. And then, but there's when it gets to people outside the community, right? Like I've been fortunate enough to have a video do very well, but have non-Lego YouTubers who just make content of showing videos on Instagram or TikTok, like viral videos, and then commenting on it. And you have those individuals that don't give you any credit at all, and they just take all of your stuff for their own, right? So, when you've got YouTubers with double digits and millions of followers and subscribers, and they're sharing your stuff, and you get nothing from it. Yeah, I mean that's the part that hurts. So yeah, I don't
for sure.
Do I think Lego content creators should credit the builders 100%? Now, if they don't, I don't think it's ever done out of spite and that they don't want to. They're just not thinking about it.
Yeah.
And like Shai said, yeah, you have to have that conversation with them and say, hey, look, you should be doing this. And then that stuff gets better, right?
Yeah, I think this year I think people have been doing a good job, like informing people. Like, if you see it on a real story or TikTok and you know who that is, and you so happen to have the handle of that person and be like, it belongs to this person. That I've seen the creator of whatever video will immediately credit that person, because sometimes, like, I know on your mock card it says Kevin, but you don't put your handle on there, so I just say your name's Kevin. But then, like, everyone else will be like, no, it's at Brick Building Biker, and I'm like, oh, I didn't know. Okay, on there too. But I've seen when you're talking about with the commenters on videos, taking your videos and then not crediting you whatsoever. Like lately, just when you're having, it's funny how, like, mockers were the year before getting like open arms about having TikTokers like taking credit for their builds. It's happening now where when you're having other commenters taking your short or whatever and then commenting on it without giving credit. So you see the same type of like anger of like, hey, you should be sharing, you should at least give me credit of what you do. So then now now unfortunately for us creators, we have the ability to tell our own specific communities to blast that video and comment section and say, hey, this person jacked me without giving me credit. And then they'll say, hey, you should be crediting this person. Oh, this is whatever's person's video. And then eventually that kind of, makes a person look bad. So then they put anything on. So I think it's just this new way of crediting mockers. I think it's like you just said, it wasn't really ill intent. It was just wasn't really thinking about it. And the new, I won't say habit, but the new mode of function going forward will probably be like, record mock, or like record mock card, record build, record mock card, record build. Like, I think that's
kind of what I did. Like, I didn't do much video stuff. I didn't do much content there, but that's 100% what I do. And I do that at a convenience free because my memory sucks balls. So like, I literally, like, I'll look at this and I'll be like, yeah, this is unflippin' believable. Like when I went past years, I got videos of yours. I haven't done any editing from Chicago, big shocker. But I went past yours and I'm like, this is Shy stuff. And I'm like, I know it was your stuff and I know you're Ribside Jenny, but I'm like, I have a video of your card. I have a video of all your stuff because I will forget. Like I'll, not your stuff, but like forward down there, that the guy that had the stuff. I can't remember that guy. Like I didn't spend any time with him. Right. So just makes it easier for me and simple.
So much stuff happens in these conventions, you're gonna forget quick. Especially
you're
Chicago. Like you can't breathe. You're gonna forget. You miss, like anything easily. Like, there's still a bunch of mocks I didn't even get to see. At Chicago. Like I'll see someone take a picture or show a post of a picture of something of that convention. I'm like, I didn't see that. What was that?
Yeah. 100%. I walked around that quite a few times. I missed stuff.
And again, so we're there for what, 5 days is on the AFL passes, 4 or 5 days, walking around the hall daily. People attending, they're definitely not going to see everything because they're in and out of there in 3 hours, right?
And the crowd that you had this year probably forced a lot of people not to stay long.
Yeah.
Right. So it's. Yeah, that one probably was tough.
Back to the chat. Autumn said she thinks Ross and Emily balance each other out well. He's got the Lego history, but she's brave to call Bionicle cute. Yeah, they work well together for sure. PBJ said he would not have gone to Chicago had he not seen past conventions on social
Exactly.
media. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's. I mean, Chicago can die tomorrow. Not hopefully it doesn't. But I'm talking about as in like where it's at right now. It's at its peak, right? The past year, I think that's its
Yeah.
peak. It can keep going, it can get higher, or it can start to tumble down. But it really
Can
just depends on.
plateau out, yeah.
Yeah, it really depends on where everyone's going to go, right? It could be, well, let's just all go to Slopes next because we think it'll be better. Or if everyone starts going to Cascade or some other, like a smaller Brick Fair or a smaller Brick World in one of the other cities, because people forget like Brick Fair and Brick World have other shows around the United States, and it's not just Chicago. But if everyone started going to, I think the next one's like Atlanta in February,
Yep.
more people post content about not just the builds, because we all see the builds. Beyond the Brick, the handlers do a good job of showcasing builds, but when they show the builds, you really don't know what convention they're at after a week. Like, you don't know where they're at, so it could be in any convention. But what people really see and want to know are like what's going on behind the scenes, like you three having a blast, like hugging each other in a prom photo in the lobby. Like that's like, oh, I want to experience that. I want to chill in the lobby and hang out.
That actually happened. Someone actually said, I want to experience that, and came running up. It was literally happened.
Yeah, exactly.
Tell me I'm wrong. Yeah.
You're not wrong.
No,
but you showcase the stuff you can do outside the expected, which is you go for the mocks and see people, but like you go out to dinner, you go out to medieval times or whatever with your friends, and you show that off. Like
that's just 100% it. Like, I went there to get mind blown by looking at, like, I knew what I was going there for, right? I wasn't necessarily going there to see all these awesome builds, and that's part of it, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
But my bigger thing was meeting, like, that was my first time, like, with Tanner and Eric.
That's a big one.
That was a huge thing, right? And I lost it. I absolutely lost it. Meeting you there, like, there was so much going on. It was extremely overwhelming. And it's like, I'm not a guy that gets like super emotional. Well, I do, but I can keep it together usually pretty good. I was struggling. Like I was in overload, and I was like a kid, instead of my head zipping around to look at the builds, I was looking around to see who I could find. See who I could meet and talk to and stuff like that, right? That was probably the bigger thing for me. And I think Chicago it was big, it was awesome. But like Tanner was talking about Slopes, and I think like we've kind of started talking about, I think Slopes is going to be where it's at next year because I can't hit every one of them. There's no way I can't do it. So
no.
Yeah, Shad, what do you think of Slopes?
Slopes? I mean, it was my first time in Utah in general. So like my family decided, like I said, let's make it a family trip. Let's actually hit like, two of the major sightseeing things too. So for me, Slopes is going to be a little bit different than, anyone else going to Slopes for the first time. Cause I went to Zion in Southern Utah. Oh my God, it's beautiful. Drove through Utah, went to Salt Lake, obviously. And then, we went to the Salt Flats. I'm good ever seeing the Salt Flats again. I don't have to ever go back there, but it's still something to see. But like, aside from being in Utah in a new state and enjoying what I'm looking at, the convention in itself was palatable. Like Chicago's not palatable. Like you're gonna miss stuff. It's like Disneyland versus Disney World. Disney World, they're both great parks, places to be. Disneyland, you can possibly almost see everything in 2 days, or a day. And Disney World, there's no way you're gonna be able to see everything in 2 days or a day. So Chicago Slopes. Chicago, there's just so much going on with not only the builds to look at, the events that they have, the people you can meet, the things you can do. That's not gonna, you're not gonna be everywhere. I mean, the first time I went to Chicago, which was like, not this past year, but the year before, I was exhausted. Like I was doing too much. I was trying to like meet everybody. I was trying to make content. I was trying to help out like my friends that are making content. I was trying to do so many things, and then also my family there, so I was also splitting my time with them. So I just kind of fell apart, and I just was exhausted. This time I kind of just accept the fact I'm not going to see anything, so I was totally happy with that. Slopes, you can do all the events, you can meet everybody, you can see everything, and you can hang out and chill and breathe. So it's again, it really just depends on who's going too. So, you three don't have to go to Slopes to have a good time. You can go to some and I'm going to just say Brick Fest because it's like the of it all. But you can go to a Brick Fest altogether last, right? Because it's with your friends. Like you can go to Chicago by yourself and not know anyone and not have a good time because you don't know anybody or you're not trying to make yourself out there. So I like slopes. Will I go back? I hope so. The goal is to for sure go to Chicago next year, and I could choose one more. So whether it be slopes or maybe Atlanta or Cascade, I need to at least hit one of the other two. Maybe rodeo or Virginia.
Yeah, I was gonna say, have you done rodeo? Rodeo is very similar to slopes, but I'm 100% with you. I felt like you in Chicago, you're absolutely right. You feel like you're gonna miss out on stuff just because there's so much stuff to do. You know, people went out to pizza. We didn't go out to pizza because we had other plans. So like, oh man, I missed out on that social time, right? But slopes, like, you know, you could do it all. You could be social. And then if we would have stayed an extra couple of days, Aubrey sending me pictures, her and the Hamlins are up in the mountains hiking. And then they went to Hill Air Force Base as well, to the Aerospace Museum there. And she's like, oh, you got to do this next year, right? So,
yeah. I recommend Brick Slopes to anyone who's local to the area to at least, you know, within the circle of states, at least try to go. If you can make it outside, then I don't think you're gonna come home with a lot of Lego that you didn't buy. So Cody's really good at giving away a bunch of swag. So luckily for me, I didn't drive. Oh, sorry, I didn't fly. I drove, so I could just pile out of the back of my car. But I think everyone I knew. Did you win a prize?
I won. Yeah. So
yeah,
I won a prize, and then I won because I got an award as well. And then I bought a set from Cody. So like Susan gave me a Lego Masters bag, and I was literally dumping out Lego in that just to carry that onto the plane, like dumping a lot of boxes because I had so much.
It's a lot. So I think the big, you know, like the big thing about it is like why it's such an emotional thing when we finally get to meet in person is because we also had like couple years when we couldn't interact, and mainly it was like you're building friendships also from across the world. Like this wasn't a thing like 5-10 years ago, you know, like meeting strangers is not something you would immediately go out and want to do. And you know, when this whole thing happened and the explosion happened and everyone coming online, you're starting to build these cool friendships, and then like you're getting to know one another outside of the building Lego, and then like you finally get to meet. It's such a big deal. It's such a like a surreal feeling, and it's building a friendship in a different way, because you normally like normal like more traditional friendships are built like kind of, you know, not sporadically but more generically, when you just, you know, you meet and then you kind of go into what are you into, you know, versus we all know we love Lego. So easy icebreaker right there, and then you can just build a friendship off of that, and then we all have a common denominator, which is the love for Lego, and then whether we talk about that tomorrow, it's maybe hit or miss, but I also recommend like hanging out with your Lego friends outside of Lego conventions if you have
absolutely. Yeah, and we did that. Like we did a good job of that. Like I struggled. I had a hard time. I think I talked about it. Like I held it together. Jordan and I landed. Tanner and Moira came and picked us up, and I did a fantastic job of holding it together because I was prepared to lose it. And we got there, and Eric got there Eric drove down, and so he's out sleeping out by the band down by the river. And
pretty much
literally
it's funny because Moira, and then Moira comes up to me and she's like, hey, Eric's at the table, and I'm like, yeah. And she goes, let's go. And I'm like, yeah. And she goes, what's the problem? I'm like, I don't have a problem. You have a problem. And she's like, come on. Like Eric and Tanner are both over there. Like, let's go. And I mean, I've already been hanging out with Tanner for all day. Right. And like I said, I was keeping it together, but
that was enough, right?
Yeah. It's when Eric got there and I'm standing on the other side of the table. I'm like, I'm not going over there. I don't need to go over there. Why do I need to go over there? And I'm like, no, I got to come to me. And that's when I lost it, right? But that's when I realized that even with all the cool shit around me, it was about the guys. It was about them, right? And it was about the other friends that were there and all that sort of stuff. And not everybody gets to experience that. It's difficult because, like, we have, like you said, all of our people are around the world. Like Aspen's in here right now. I just saw her talking there. She's in Australia. For her to come to a convention, that's a pretty big deal. That's a big commitment, right? I hope at some point everybody can get together that way, but that's what the shows are about to me. And whether like Chicago was a shit show, like Jenny and Autumn and I and Eric, we took off on Saturday. Like, I am the fuck out of here. I'm not hanging out in this shit. Like, there is 8 million people in there. I'm out. Don't have to be there. And we had a great day. Like, we went to the mall. We ate cookies, or was it donuts? But we just had a good day away from the convention, right? And then came back, and the nice thing about that convention to me was it never shut down.
No.
Like, they kicked everybody out for the social for an hour, right?
Mm-hmm.
The doors were open in that place 24/7. So Tanner and I think a couple times went down and just walking around late at night looking at shit. That's when you take the time to kind of check out stuff and get yelled at by a guy who can't build his own Lego shit. That was with Eric. But it's got to be about the people, and for me it's more sustainable to do that at a place like Slopes, where you guys are saying it's like it's more chill, there's not as many people around. It's just, you can definitely be around your friends and all your stuff that you want to do. And so
and I imagine
I
imagine you had the same conversations I had coming back, right? Everyone's like, oh, you went to a Lego convention, like, what was it like, what did you see and everything? It's like, yeah, okay, the build's incredible, great, loved them, but it was really the time with everyone else, and that's where the conversation went.
Yeah.
For me, every time somebody asks about how was the convention, and it's like, oh, it was really great, but man, were those 4 or 5 days amazing because of the people I was hanging out with. Like that, those are the memories I have. I can't tell you every single build I saw. I can tell you a handful of them that impressed me, but I can tell you everything that we did. I can tell you every joke that we made. You know what I mean? Like, that's the thing.
To that point, we were watching TV the other night. As Laurel and I were watching TV, and something came up with Chicago, and I start kind of giggling, and I'm like, that's the Chicago River right there. Just like shit like that, right? You're right. You remember the moments and
the inside jokes,
like the two Iron Men, and like it was. That was like, the best part.
That's what it's about, and that's what I think people are always shocked when you hear that, because Shai hit the nail on the head too. It's we've made all these connections over the last 2-3 years because this is the only way we could communicate with people, right? And he's 100% right. Like, back in caveman time, you had communities of 60 people or whatever, but strangers coming into your community were not popular things, right? We didn't make friends with strangers, and all of a sudden now we're doing it because of that common core connection, and it just does make it a lot easier. And you find out you meet a lot of amazing people that are outside of your little tiny network of your little area. That's what's been amazing about this whole experience the last 3 years.
Yeah, I totally agree. Like, I mean, for me, like, I'm the only out of my actual like in-person circle of friends. Like, I don't really call my Lego friends anymore. They're just my friends. But like that's what happens when like we are no longer Lego friends. We communicate, we talk, we hit each other up, we have each other's actual phone numbers and addresses. So like it's like, there's a point where your friends are no longer Lego friends and just your friends. But like my friends in person, like that I've grown up and hung around with before all this, like none of them were into Lego.
Right.
Y'all know I love Lego. They consider me the Lego guy, but like they won't immerse themselves into it. Every now and then they'll buy a Lego set and they'll show it off, and I'm like, oh, cool. Sorry, my bad. But but you don't get to geek out, and like Kevin knows, like I'm in the biker world out here, but the club side, it's a very aggressive side. So like I don't get to put my guard down, you know what I mean? Especially like where I live in LA too. I don't get to put my guard down, especially if I'm walking around with my family. I don't get to put my guard down. When I'm with the Lego community, I can put my guard down. Like I had $10,000 worth of Lego on the table.
Yeah, I only took 5 of them.
Oh, okay, cool. That's only 5. Expected loss. You know, it might shrink.
That's right.
One of those retail.
I looked you straight in the eye while I was putting them in my pocket, so it was okay. It's all good.
1%. 1% of as long as I only lose 1%. 1.5 was the most. But like, that's what I'm saying. Like, no one's like taxing. Like, everyone has these giant expensive things laid out. Like, you wouldn't do that in the military at all.
Dude. That blew my mind. Like the first, like, because Eric was talking about that last year. He was stating that because Eric's a bit of a night owl, so he would screw off and go down there in the evening and check shit out, right? And I'm like, how does it make any sense to me? And guys are putting their bill together. I'm like, why are they letting people in? That's bullshit. You know how easy it is to chuck a minifigure in your pocket? Like, I'm like, this is crazy. This is crazy. And then you get there and it's like, yeah, you know what? Like, I pity the fool who steals that. Like, if I see you, if I'm walking up to your build and someone put, like, I'll break that guy's legs. Like, you're going to learn a lesson today, son. But you don't have to worry about it. Like, everybody polices themselves. It's all legit. Yeah. The only thing you would ever worry about is like, and it would be totally innocent, is if a kid grabs something off your table, right? Like a little kid, right? And they don't know. Like, they could grab a figure and it's a toy, right? It's a toy to their brain, but it's a $300 minifig to us, right?
Yeah,
so,
and they just don't know better, right?
Yeah.
You know,
exactly. But you're not wrong, and that blew my mind that we could go in there at any time, wander around, do whatever. Like, it was pretty cool. Neat to see.
I do hope it stays that way because, you know, there is a change, and it hasn't really been discussed a lot on any platform. Just maybe a little bit on CBC, but we didn't really, you know, Claire didn't. I was leaving it to Claire to talk about, but like so now we have the influx of women coming to the show, but now we have a lot of times when there's men that don't know how to be proper and polite and to understand there's boundaries.
Yeah.
So with like the past couple conventions I've been to, I've been on the end of having to talk to people to calm them down and relax, and, you know, give space. So I 100%. Do think this is going to continue to be a huge problem going forward with more women coming around. Again, like, I didn't feel like I was the person to bring this up, but I haven't really seen a lot of it. But this kind of brings into the same topic that I hope the innocence, the camaraderie, the safety of it doesn't go away, or it continues to be this strong, you know, even with more people coming along, or, you know, because it just takes that one person to mess it all up. But, you know,
for sure.
Yeah. Autumn, she's coughing because that exact thing happened to her. She spent, I don't know, 20 minutes talking to a guy who had some fighter plane displays in Chicago, right? And talked to him because her dad was in the Navy, and so she was, you know, geeking out about his builds,
showing genuine interest in it. Yeah,
just genuine interest in Lego and just being kind and nice. And, you know, the next thing you know, and I think the guy wasn't an asshole about it, but he was like, "Hey, let's go out. You want to go out to dinner?" Like, that's a problem when people mistake you being interested, and especially women, in, oh, she's interested in me because I've never had this happen before, right? So
agreed.
So
agreed, but that's the same thing. Like Autumn and I mean, that was the first time, like, me meeting Autumn and Jen too, right? Yeah. You know, there's definitely there's definitely like Shai says, you got to be proper, you got to be kind, you got to be, you know, and, you know, there had to be something there for her to feel a little bit uncomfortable, because Autumn's a smart girl, right? Like, so maybe there was a little something there, or it just whatevs. But yeah, no, it needs to be safer. It needs to be a safe environment for everybody, because a lot of the people that are actually coming, it's not only that standpoint, or not only that, but a lot of people are just introverts, and they don't know how to public, right? So like I've always said, you want to start talking to me, that's your own goddamn fault. You're going to be stuck for having a conversation for a while, right? And I'm forward that way. I'm not aggressive. I'm just like, you want to start talking? Okay, let's go. But
yeah,
you also got to know when.
I appreciated your aggression to me. That, you know,
that was my hands you appreciated, you jackass.
No,
Well, I mean,
but
Steve, I gave Steve a hug and he didn't want to be hugged, so I apologize, Steve. Sorry,
That's
sorry
true.
for that presumption. I did warn you that I was a hugger.
No, but you're right. Yeah, it's definitely something to really have to think about and keep track of. Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I know some people got kicked out Chicago this past year or this past time because of that. So
Really?
it's not publicly known. I can't disclose any of that, but
Yeah,
like
yeah, I know.
that did happen. It's gonna be a fear now, or it's be something to notice that when you see something like that, and there's gonna be relationships formed and relationships happen. I mean, two of my closest friends in this community, Sands and Claire, they got married and they met each other through the Lego community.
Yeah.
But like it's when people just don't know how to stop, or when they start being just weird. It's just like, okay, dude. And it's not just like with it's just in general, just general etiquette,
Yep.
Like if like in a comment or like in a DM, when like I'm not overly trying to talk, like I'm trying to keep it nice and quick and short, and then you're commenting like these long paragraphs, and I'm like, dude, I don't have this type of time, but okay, I'll read it, and then I'll put a one-liner. That's like dude, I get it. You have my time, but you don't have all my time. I have to split my time.
Yeah.
But there's just the proper way of like not like, because most creators are, and I don't consider myself a big content creator or whatever, but I see my friends and they're the big ones. And then I'm like watching them having to balance being able to shut people off, or being overly friendly, like, or to like set a boundary. Like
we actually discussed that. It's because they're not like you said, like, well, even with you, it'll happen with you too. Anybody, like, because I think you're up there for numbers and stuff, but it's more of how I explain. I had to explain this the other day to someone. The people that watch the channels and stuff, they know us. They know our faces. They know who we are. They know how we talk. They know our mannerisms. They know, like, I am the same person here that you will meet anywhere. I'm exactly the same. I don't change. So these people know you. And to be fair, other than the people like you stream with in the evenings, or you talk to online, or you do anything like with a video or something, like, you don't know these people, unfortunately, because, like, honest to God, one of my, a good friend of the thing, Brick Doctor Joe, if Joe and I walked past each other in the street, Joe could say hi to me and I'd be like, because I've never met Joe, right? Great guy. Love this guy. He's phenomenal. But I don't know him. So you get this almost, there's people that can't really balance that. And it happened a couple times when I was in Chicago, and the people come out and they're all over me and stuff. And I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm like, who are, and they got a little bit up, and I'm like, well, I don't know you. Like, I don't see you streaming every day. I don't see you on, like, I don't know who you are. I'm sorry. I apologize. But
it's tough because they become part of the jokes, right? Like, there's all of a sudden there's running jokes that have been happening for 20 or 30 live streams, or maybe even all the way back to the very first one, right? So that sense of being with us every day, it's like watching a sitcom, right? Like, you feel like Ross and Rachel, and you want to help them get back together, or like any of that kind of stuff, right? Like, it's just weird how that stuff kind of happens. And I don't think any of us get into this for anything like that. So it is almost like that little sense of, and I'm with you too. Like, we do this for the love of it and not for fame. But when you're doing something for so long, a lot of people just, I don't know. It's just, it's tough. You start to feel a little bit how some of those celebrities might feel when you're,
just out for dinner or whatever.
At that level, no, right? Like, I know it's not at that level, but it's just, it's a different thing that I have to get used to as well.
Yeah, like right now there are 35 people in the chat, right? But only 10 people have made themselves known. So there's a lot of, like, usually what I do when someone says hi, like, if they bring up the channel of any way possible, I'm like, what's your handle? So I could remember a comment, a name, or whatever. And sometimes they say I don't comment, so you don't know who I am. And I'm like, that's kind of creepy. but it's
Yeah.
it's expected. Like, no, okay, that's cool. Like, whatever. I appreciate your support. But
I
like,
don't know. Did you hear this? Did you hear this one? Jody just piped in on the stream. They're shy. Sorry to cut you off, but she goes, "I was just impressed with the tattoos. You saw my tattoos, my extra ones I got. You saw those ones, didn't you? I had the rainbow dick on this arm, and then I had a wee dick on this arm.
I don't know. Is that the one that Kate was drawing?
Yeah, that Kate drew the rainbow one,
Yeah.
and then Jenny drew the like a little one here. It was phenomenal, great artwork.
Oh, so it's real?
But no, it was funny because I was like we were talking. That's where I met Jody the first time was at Chicago, right? Yeah, they weren't real. No, those you thought they were real? Did you see them there?
Well, I saw the drawing. I was like, okay, maybe you got to tell it. Hey, that's real love right there. To put.
Oh fuck no! So okay, you're gonna love this even more then.
You
So
lost a bet.
yeah, so I didn't lose a bet. Eric was just very interested with people drawing dicks on me. So Kate drew this rainbow one. Jenny drew this perfect. It was perfect. It was like absolutely perfect. And
Nothing, just a.
but
the shadows, like the
everything,
transition
dude,
of
it was
lens were incredible.
The
Wow.
veins,
Phenomenal.
Veins.
Yeah. And then so I'm standing, you know that DC build, the guy who can't remember who it was. I have the video of it and I have his card on there. The guy who built, like, it had the Hall of Justice, it had all that stuff, and they had the Flash running, doing stuff at each run, like
Agent of Mox.
Jesse.
Yeah.
Jesse's Brick Galaxy.
yeah. So Jody was right beside, and I was looking at this thing, and I was like, "Oh my god!" And Jody's talking to some lady about her build, and hers was a Rainbow Bridge because her dog had passed away, and she built. That's what she did to kind of get her mind off anything. And so, of course, I'm eavesdropping. So the lady walks away, and I just walked up to Jody and I said, "Look, I know you don't know who I am. I'm so sorry to hear about your pup." I said, "I lost mine a couple years ago," and her and I strike up a conversation right there, right? And just kind of, we started talking about loss and that sort of stuff, and start talking about the tattoos, right? And I said, yeah, like when my mom passed, I said, this one is my favorite artist, and this was, my mom always said she wanted to buy me this painting, and so I actually reached out to the artist and asked him if it's okay if I got it tattooed on my body, and he was more than honored. So I said, yeah. So that was the first one I got, and then Kate hadn't drawn that one, or no, yeah, Kate had. Oh, she might not have drawn hers yet. No, she did.
Yeah,
But it was on the other side. And I flipped my arm over like this, and on this side I said, and then I got this one done. And there's Jenny Bricks's dick is right here. That sounds terrible, but the one she drew, it was right here. And I'm like, yeah, and I got this one, and I said, and that's a dick. And she doesn't make a face, dude. She just goes, it's really nice. That was it. And I thought, it's funny, right? And I'm like, and there's another dick. And she's like, oh, very cool. So then we go upstairs, and she's probably like 3 sheets to the wind. She was hammered. She was sitting beside Cody. And I say, Cody, because Cody got the same one. Jenny drew one on Cody as well. And Cody had his sweated off in a minute. What? Didn't you see it?
No, she's drawing dicks on her.
Yeah. So Cody
so
had
the
one on her-
inside, you got to tell the inside joke. The inside joke is Eric got us all this.
Okay,
Citizen
I was
figure,
gonna bring that minifigure up like after this conversation. Is that
so we were telling Kevin. So Kevin and I shared a room, and I was like, Kevin, you better not fall asleep because we're gonna cover you in dicks like that minifigure.
And they said this on stream, so all of a sudden it was a thing, right?
For weeks, if not months.
Yeah.
Everything on my Instagram, people posting Sharpies that they're bringing to Chicago, but I go up and Jody's standing there, and I'm like, I say, Cody, how's your dick there? Is it? And he's like, oh, it's all like Cody sweats like a mother, right? So his is like almost sweated off. He goes, it's almost gone. And I'm like, oh, mine's still perfect. And Jody's sitting there, and she looks at it, and she goes, what? That's not real? Exactly what you said. I'm like, no. I said, you think I have like this giant rainbow dick on my arm? What the hell? Like, oh, yeah. She's like, I was just like, you. Yeah.
if I saw a giant rainbow dick on you, I would have been like, oh, okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
I know which way you roll. I'm not against it.
Yeah.
Hey, whatever. Just show it off like that.
I mean, he did show you his favorite video that he watched earlier today
Yeah,
too.
true.
So
Yeah. True.
I was eating a tarantula, man. A lot to be said about those tarantulas. Rawr.
yeah, you gotta get over your fear of spitters.
Spitters.
Wow.
But I mean, you made a good point. Just coming back full circle, you made a good point about people just watching and not even talking. I don't know. The first time I probably watched 10 streams before I said anything. 10, 15 streams before because when we first get into this, you're like, am I really sitting here watching Lego on a live stream on YouTube? Like, is that what I'm doing with my night? Do I want to make it known that I'm nerding out here watching somebody build a set and talk to themselves or talk to the camera? And then eventually you start talking and you start, and that's why I encourage anybody that's just here lurking. If that's your thing, that's fine. But you build these friendships with people when you start talking. I right away connected with Eric. So Jordan's channel, right away connected with Eric, connected with Kevin, connected with a couple other guys, and just then one thing leads to another, and you're talking to them, somewhere else, or you're talking to them on a Zoom call, or you're doing something different, and then you're meeting, and then again, like you said, these aren't my Lego friends; these are my best friends, right?
Yeah, there it is. You've crossed the boundary of just Lego friends, and has now that barrier has been lifted. You're friends. It's always a cool feeling to have, having friends that I mean, what if you think about, since if you were a kid, right, and you had like good friends as a kid, like at the time you would think like those are your friends for life, right? And then you grow up, you go to different places around the world, and you barely see each other, and that was like not having any contact before social media was a normal thing, right? Like you don't know, like that's why we had 20-year reunions for like high school, because you don't know what's happening. Now we just don't have any reunions for high school. Like we just had our 20-year reunion for my wife's, and nobody went because we all know what we're doing. We can see exactly what you're doing in France.
We're all on social media, 100%.
There's no. I know what you do for a living. I don't need to see it. I know you're not as happy because no one is, but it's whatever. I know you're good, but like coming to a space where like you'll always have a friend in this place, no matter what, is kind of a different hit. Remember, because like we're used to having friends in a social in a singular place, and then you spread out, right? It usually happens. Whether you continue to hold that relationship after you guys split up, that's a little bit of a different thing, but it's like you're putting extra work to make that happen, because you have to go out of your way to drive another 50 miles to say hi. When we're making friends online, I already know you live in Canada.
Yep.
We don't have to cross this boundary where we have to be like, oh, I'm moving to Florida. I'm like, oh, that sucks. I'm like, no, you're moving to Florida. It's just as unattainable as being from Canada. So you continue to still have that, like, oh yeah, I'm still cool with you living in Florida. I can still talk to you. We still want to talk to each other, even though you're moving to a different state. Which is so like having friends like this, it's like you're choosing your friends versus you're growing your friends just because out of chance, which is a little harder sometimes, especially with a lot of introverts.
Yep, agreed. And it can be a little bit overwhelming for a lot of people too, because like I would say I'm an extrovert. Like that a lot of people can't handle that. They're not used to that, or but you find a way to make it work. You find a way to still communicate and be respectful, right? You gotta know everybody's, like you said, before, boundaries and that sort of stuff, and what makes them tick, sort of thing, so that everybody can get along.
Yeah,
because we're all here for the same thing, really. Building dinosaurs.
I mean,
exactly.
Okay, since you guys hang out, right, you three, you guys are not doing this, right? When you guys are actually together, how much Lego talk is there?
Very little.
Right?
Yeah,
very little.
If that. It's like you don't need to know what you guys bought. You already know. You see what you guys buy anyways. So it's like,
exactly.
like whenever I'm with people, with other creators or friends, or even you guys, like if we were to hang out, like I wouldn't ask What'd you get
But
last
I'm
week?
pretty sure you and I would be cruising around on bikes doing
We'll be
other
solo
shit,
bikes.
right? Like,
Yeah. We'll be messing with stuff. But then like,
Yeah.
but that's the thing. Like, that's how like the Lego in itself, the brick is just the beginning of it. It's really just what brings us here, whether we click or not. That's the next step. So,
yeah,
these
exactly.
and metaphors are really hitting me in the head right now. But
Yeah,
but
we
makes
just
us
hang out with Tanner because he puts out. That's about it. But,
That's true.
yeah, you need that one. We all need that one in the group.
yeah,
I'm good too. DCL said he met up with his best friend in high school recently. What a dick.
yeah, right. He's not wrong though. Like, people grow apart for reasons. So what a dick.
Yeah, because your interests change. Like
Yeah.
you're more focused on other things, and right now all of our interests are this. I mean, like our friends here could also grow apart. That's just a part of life.
Yeah.
But as of right now, like our interests are two things for everyone that's in this chat. One, Lego. Two, sharing it online. That's like another aspect of this that like because the Lego community is way bigger than what's on YouTube, Twitch, or all that kind of stuff. So this is another community within that community that like I get to watch what you're doing, what you're buying, where you're going, that you decide to share with the world, or what you're building mainly, but or all the thoughts that are going in your head about Ahsoka and not being able to watch it on here too. Like I wouldn't know that. I would sit here and I'd be like, okay, you're not watching Ahsoka because you're saving it or whatever. But like it's a different aspect too when you're like making yourself vulnerable on a public platform.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
There's like a shared fate in that, where like for me, like if you were to follow me on Instagram, right, I'm not quick to follow you back. Like I need to see a face. That's my first like requirement. I need to see, like, if it's not just Lego builds, I want to see, even if I have to go on the tag. So make sure you're a real person.
Oh.
And sometimes it might take a while. That might take a while to see. But even that, if I see a YouTube link, I'll click it immediately so I can actually see that you're a person. And then, but there's a shared part in that when I know you're putting content out there, no matter if it's good or not, it doesn't really matter. I don't care. But it's just that you're in the same grind, you're in the same hustle, you're in the same level of vulnerability. That's when I'm more open to ease up into like talking to you. But it takes me like a second to be like, if you just show me an avatar, I'm like, okay, I don't know. Let me talk
There's
to you.
There's a lot of people that do that though.
Yeah, and I don't blame them. Well, I mean, it's also like just don't want to like put their you don't want to put your private places out there. Like, private places, that sounds so wrong. You want to put your personal life out there, and I totally get that. It's the world's a scary place, and a lot of things happen. Again, like we mentioned earlier, with with the ladies in this community that we're starting to see at these conventions. So it's we're playing with a double-edged sword here when we're sharing stuff online. But there's a lot of good that's outweighed the possible negatives. That could possibly come around.
Yep.
But
agreed.
Yeah. It takes some courage though to get over that, right? Because all of us, we have a professional job as well, right? And so we were talking about this last week, but this guy that I work with, he's a vice president, right? He's a vice president of the company, and he hit me up a few days ago, and he's like, "Oh man, I didn't know you were so into Lego." Well, I assumed he just walked into my office because I got 4 or 5 sets in there, right? And so I was talking to him a couple days later, and he brings it up again, and I was like, "Oh, like how do you know I'm so into Lego?" And he said, "Oh, I watched your podcast."
Yeah.
Oh shit! Like, right?
2 worlds colliding.
I can't be open.
And then Tanner immediately starts thinking, "Well, did I call that guy a dick on the point?" Like,
right.
I had that happen too. I went to one of the school districts that we're working in, and I'm sitting in the car with a newly hired senior architect and one of the founders of the company. And they're talking, they're in the front seat. I'm sitting in the back, just kind of minding my own business on the way back to the office. And one of the founding partners put out a couple albums. He plays acoustic guitar, and they're available on YouTube. So they're talking about that. And he turns around and says to me, and I've talked to him very little. Like he's not in our office a whole lot. And he turns around and says, "Yeah, you understand that. You've got a decent following, doing all the social media stuff." And I was just like shocked for a second and almost didn't know what he was talking about at first. And I was like, "Oh, yeah." And then the conversation got turned on to me about having to like talk about that. And then I was in the same boat of like, "Oh my God, this guy knows that I do this stuff." I've talked to him maybe 6 times in the 3 years I've worked there. It was like, oh no, what does he think of me? So yeah, it's two worlds colliding. It's a little scary sometimes.
I mean, and it's not necessarily a shame thing, right? It's just I would have never expected that person to watch a Lego YouTube stream or something on Instagram. So it's like, oh shit, like that. You got to be conscious of that, right?
I mean, it's also you're trying to withhold a level of perceived professionalism.
True.
Right?
Yeah.
Like in my workplace, like I don't, you can't be as open as you want to be. At least, in most workplaces. But when you share something online, although it's not necessarily like, a place to be completely open, sometimes you are, and you show like aspects of being vulnerable, sharing some private things that it's just not something that many people would share online. So but sometimes you might come home and be very like when I do vlogs and I'm like just talking crap about work, I'm like maybe I should do that.
I better. Yeah. I got someone watching me tonight. But that being said, you get put under a microscope too. Like again, back when I started doing all this or started this channel and stuff like that, I didn't really like. I still don't. I don't like. We are definitely not about being the biggest about it. I don't care. And somebody had sent me something one time, or no, I'd ordered something, and it came, and I was so excited that it got there, and I throw it up on the stream. I'm like, "Look, I'm gonna open this tonight," and all of a sudden I had like, "I know your address." I'm like, what the hell is going on? I'm like freaking out, right? I'm like, what the shit? And I honestly didn't know how I'm like, oh yeah, how do you know my address? And they're like, they sent me a message. This time in the stream, you put the box up and your address was showing. I'm like, oh, you idiot.
Yeah.
Right. But you got to be careful.
That like some of the rules for me is like don't show the exact front of my house ever. You can show pieces of it, but don't show the front of it, so that way they don't know. Little things like that to keep yourself hidden. License plates and stuff like that. I mean, I know the license plate thing from the bike world, so I was good with that.
Yeah, exactly.
Because information is so readily available, right? Like you get just a little bit, you can find so much about somebody online with the websites that gather in all that information and stuff like that. So it's something you have to be concerned about. Like when I was posting stuff on certain social media stuff, there were early on there was a chance when it was when there was a chance early on when you would post a video that your IP address could be like linked with that video. So then from that point on, I invested in a VPN that I turn on whenever I'm posting anything. So that way I can kind of, just help protect a little bit of things. Now I'm not
careful if you're trying to grow. Careful with that.
Yeah.
No, only because like Google, I don't know if it's a thing, but like I know it happened to some people that like they'd post in a new community that's not in existence yet. That's just a brand new built community. So Google thinks when they uploaded it, Google thought that they were botting, and the 100,000 views that you got on the video wasn't real.
Oh.
But I mean, I don't know what that's with the VPN, but you never know.
Yeah, you never know.
But I get it. I think the VPN thing is smart. I mean, so going with the whole like anonymity thing, just kind of being, protecting yourself. Like I remember 2 years ago for Chicago, going back, we're in full circle with protecting our names. Like some of us got in trouble for not wanting to, like for taping our last names on the badge because it had your full badge, and they didn't like that. And we're like, no, we just don't we don't want you to say our last names out loud. There's a
Mhm.
reason for that, and they just couldn't. They couldn't fathom why. Like it was a security concern. Like, no, this more is a security concern. If I was able to show what my full name is out there, same thing. So
You
this
just gotta
past
do what I do. Kevin Wagner, USA.
oh yeah, good one. But for like this year, like we're allowed to just have our handles if you didn't want to disclose your full name. And Slopes Cody was very good at that. Like
Yeah.
if you want your full name to be shown, you could just say something different or just put your handle of some kind, and then you'll be good. But I think that acknowledgement, the fact that when you have like people who have millions of eyes on them, we hope we have a good community. It only takes that one person.
Takes one, yeah.
Yeah, to really mess it up for not only that person, could mess it up for everybody. So I mean, there were armed guards in Chicago, so that was cool. I was definitely happy with that.
That was just me, Shy. I was just packing heat.
You sure?
No big
Packing
deal.
heat in the U.S.
Yeah. They don't even check us Canadians coming in. They don't care.
You're like, I'm in the U.S. I can carry a gun.
Yeah, I can carry, right?
What are the rules in this state?
Yeah, exactly. I was always, when we rode down to Sturgis that year at 17, I was always, every state we walked into and it said no guns in here. I'm like, I love this place. Or guns allowed. I'm like, yeah, I love this place.
Yeah. So,
Backing up a few people said, so Kate said Jody Mora and her work in the school, so they have to be more careful and mindful of that, because kids are savvy and kids are a little bit ruthless on social media as well. Autumn also, she teaches college students, so she's trying to keep that same boundary.
Mhm.
And Joe said he's not weird, he just likes necklaces.
Yeah, he's not wrong.
Huh.
That's not. Is it weird that he likes us wearing necklaces?
I mean,
That's the point.
and Jody makes a good point. She said you wouldn't expect a boss or coworker that you're not friends with to hang out with you at the bar or a party. So it's kind of the same way, right?
yeah, that makes sense. Good analogy.
That's for when Jody's out clubbing. Yeah, she's out clubbing.
Sounds tiring.
It is tiring. It's exhausting, for crying out loud.
I used to do this in my 20s. Why?
Yeah.
Right.
Why? What the hell was wrong with me? Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Guard Slopes this year. Yeah, I forgot about that.
The what?
Chicago was very prominent. There were a bunch of them. There were guards at Slopes. Yeah.
I didn't even see guard the Slopes.
Slopes.
Wow.
No, but like at Chicago, I'm like, this is like the way things were kind of set up with the tables and stuff. I'm like, this is a problem. Like a mass exodus. There's no easy way out. It's
Oh no! If there was a fire or something there was going to be dead people. Like it was packed.
Yeah. But not only that, just the way the tables were lined up. There's no main paths to kind of funnel through. It's they were trying definitely pushing things very close.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it definitely was way over the maximum capacity in that space. 100%.
For Saturday, yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah.
I mean, Slopes was pretty bad on Saturday too.
Yeah,
it was packed. It
was dead Friday until the kids got out of school.
Yeah.
And it got busy. And then Saturday was like, oh, there's a lot of people here.
Yeah.
And Sunday, I don't know that, so I wasn't sure. I heard it wasn't that big.
Sunday was actually busier than Friday. It was actually this was their first day ever doing a Sunday at Slopes. And they were really worried that they weren't going to get crowds, but they actually did better than Friday.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting a lot to be open on Sunday, but there were.
Yeah.
Everything's opened. So, I'm happy that Slopes did pretty well. I think conventions going forward are all gonna, they market themselves correctly. I think they're gonna be good. And like going back further out to what we were talking about in the beginning was, we have to think like shows of Lego Masters and people who project Lego outside the community to bring more people into want to see those things.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I'm sure you guys get a lot, right? Do you get like your friends outside of the space, like, do they send you TikToks, reels, or anything of Lego stuff?
Yeah.
And like you're like, yeah, I saw that already.
Yeah.
I saw it in person.
Right.
I saw that already.
Yeah.
I saw that like 10 years ago, dude. What the hell?
Or
So-
they'll just send you a set. Oh my gosh, did you see this Lego set? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I retired. I get it. But I have it.
Sealed in box.
You want it? You got to pay double.
Right.
Yeah, it's
But yeah,
That's to my point there, where everybody knows you, right? And that's
Mhm.
it can be a lot of times. I know when we first got started, there was a few, quite a few that, yeah, they were hardcore, and they're like, "Oh, I want you to have this. I want to meet you. I want to give you this." I'm like, "No, I'm good. I don't.
Yeah.
I'm out."
You don't need to buy my friendship. It's fine.
Yeah, exactly. You can
Let it-
rent
let
it,
it-
but you can't buy
Yeah.
it.
Have you guys
Yeah.
brought your friends down to your basements or Lego dwellings?
Oh yeah.
not yet really. I haven't
Yeah.
had really any of them over.
Yeah.
Have you ever-
I'm in Canada, so
I mean, a lot of my friends have come to see this. Like they
Yeah.
know this happens, and then they're like, when they're in the air, like, bro, let me see it. I'm like, all right, come on. Let me show you. And to put like a bunch of like, just imagine like 6'3" huge either
Biker
military
dudes.
guys in here trying
Yeah.
to fit, and like you see them become children again.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like you see it. It's
100%.
it's a real thing to see when you see these dudes who are always like tough, right? They
Yeah.
have to be hard, like like stand, possed up, like posseed up, and like posed, and then they come in here and they're like, whoa. They don't say anything. They just smile or smirk, and you kind of see the innocence like kid come out. It's such a like cool feeling.
you know they just want to play with it all, right?
Yeah, they want to
So-
play. But the better part is when I have kids come over that are like my friends' kids or my nephews or nieces, like or friends of my own children. They come over and they're like so jealous, and I rub it in their face. You know, like, but yeah, I got this. You know how much it costs? It costs $1 million. You'll never be able to afford it right now. You're broke.
Yeah.
And and then sad. So then I'll give them. I mean, I carry like a bunch of like I hoard a bunch of sets for the end of the year for like donations and stuff. So I'll give them like a set. So I'm like the guy they want to go to because they'll know they'll go home with Lego. But like, you know, my kids though don't care at all.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
They
Yeah,
don't right
I
now. They will eventually.
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, they'll build, but it's like, like if there's a Lego set they want, they'll be like, "Daddy's gonna get it."
Yeah.
Wait, just wait. Or let me tell Daddy. No, I'm not gonna tell Mommy. I'll tell Daddy. Daddy, can you get this Jurassic Park set? I'm like, which one is it? I'm like, we have 2 of those. Right? I know. I want another one. I'm like, all right, cool. Don't tell Mommy. Let's go.
Yeah.
Easy.
For
Or
the
like if they want
kids.
yeah, that's right. Or if they want a toy, like when we're at Target and they want a toy of something else, like and I say no, we're not buying that. Or no, we can't buy that. And they'll be like, okay, let's go to the Lego aisle. They'll be like, Daddy, you want this? Buy this. So that way I buy it. So then I have to buy them a toy. Like it's just
Yeah.
it's kind of jacked
They
up.
got you, man.
Yeah.
They're playing you.
They are.
They're playing you. They got your number.
They know I'll bend because like they can get. I mean, I buy them a lot of stuff that I shouldn't, but like, yeah, my kids don't care about Lego, like not like I
Yeah.
do. But I was
Yeah.
at a
Well, you kind of want them to have their own thing too, right?
yeah. I don't want them to be. I mean, I do want them to like it, but I don't want them to be fully immersed. I mean, that'll be really bad on my wallet. But
Yeah.
you know, they appreciate it for what it is. But everyone I know with kids and like a Lego hobby, it's kind of different with other hobbies, but like it's like they have it already. Like there's no want,
Mhm.
you know,
Yeah.
like they have access.
It's
so
immediate.
not like-
It's immediate gratification, right? It's just
Mhm.
want it, got it, done.
Yep. But we'll see. I know it comes in stages. So like I know my kid, like my son wasn't like really into it for a second and kind of died off, and then my daughter's into it
Yeah.
and then kind of died off. So we'll see what happens. I
So
wish
I-
my kid was obsessed.
And my kids are the same way, but I think that's what's good about our kids. It's tough when some of the content creators out there putting the haul videos, and then kids are like, "Oh shit, I want to go spend, $20,000.
$2,800. Yeah.
Let's go to the store, right? Let's go buy out Costco because we saw Ryan do it, right?
Or I want to be a YouTuber.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
no,
Please don't. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, that's what it is right now, right? Everyone wants to be a content creator.
Yep.
I'm like, no, what happened to want to be an astronaut?
Well, yeah. But that's a lot of that's the misleading side of it too, right? So, like to Tanner's point, he says like they watch Ryan go, they watch Ryan go buy a store, but they also don't know how much work he's put in up until that point, right?
Right.
Yeah, he's putting a lot of work.
It wasn't like Ryan woke up and just started buying
No.
thousands of dollars of Lego. Like it was a grind. So, and to all these guys, even Jordan, like you get guys hating on Jordan a lot too because they're like, "Oh, it must be nice. You're spoiled. You have all this." Worked his ass off, man. He worked his ass off. You guys, no idea.
He had a 6-figure job before he quit.
Yeah,
That's a big, like, it's a big risk.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
You're going through something. Oh, I mean, you guys are Canada. I'm saying for US. I mean, we don't have free healthcare, but I'm just saying, like, usually a lot of our jobs comes with healthcare, and that's like a big, obstacle when I see, because I see it a lot, and like I kind of on the side keep tabs on everyone who like quits for YouTube. It's not enough to keep tabs like, oh, I'm gonna watch you fail. No, it's more like there's another one. All right, I hope they make it. But like it's the when they're a parent and they quit for YouTube or social media, I get a little bit worried.
Oh yeah.
Because I'm like, oh crap, kids need healthcare and you don't have it. You gotta pay like $800 a month now on the side. And I'm like, oh, what do we do? So it's admirable that they do that, and it's like small business, but there's a lot of other things that kids don't know about when it comes to social media. If they want to win, and it's fleeting. It's not like you could be really good at it for like a year, then something happens, and then you lose it all. And I get you're fired too, but like it's but it could be something that you did, like you just said the wrong thing at the wrong time, and then it's over.
Yeah,
and that could happen very quick.
Yeah. And part of that grind is it's a daily thing, right? Like you need to get to a certain level before where you can start just doing videos once a week or once a month. Like you've got to grind it out and post something every day if you want to get the numbers and the algorithms in your favor. Where, we talked about like joking about Friends and stuff like that earlier. They take breaks. They have breaks to write new content and then film the episodes and then air the episodes. Any sitcom, any show like that. But here, social media for Lego, you can't do that. You've got to stay active constantly. And that's where it gets really, really tough. And I've taken quite a long break now from doing any of that stuff. One, just because work has been really busy. And two, I've just got burnt out a little bit and some other things happening. So that's where it's that grind that no one else really sees. That's the hardest part about trying to be a content creator and make it your full-time gig, right? Like
it's that no work clause that we signed you to. So you're stuck. You can't do anything else. You have to.
Yeah. Well,
Tanner's a master with contracts.
I never learned how to read.
Well, I mean, there's, I tilt my hats to anyone who's doing this full time because I understand that the true grind behind, like, I do this enough to gain a little bit of money. It's not a lot, and I'm not trying to make this be my full thing. But I know people that do, and it's a scary thought. Like, yes, if you put it towards like a small business, like if you own your own pizza shop or something like that, or your own small business, you make decisions every day where it can end tomorrow, or if you're not open for this day, it can really hurt you in the wallet. Same thing for content creations. Like you have to like always be planning for the next thing and adjusting to exactly what people want to watch, and that that can be a huge toll on anyone that does just a normal job, but like content creation, because you get immediate feedback, unlike your actual job where like you get feedback if you do something wrong, and then or you get praise during review time. That's pretty much it, right? You don't really get, unless your job's like kind of like serving or like within the service industry where you get that feedback through other ways. But on social media, it's immediate and it's to you.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's not like goes to another system and comes right back. So, it's a lot of having to have a lot of thick skin that you also have to deal with,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of self-reflection, which is, that can be very weighing to anyone making content. So yeah, I understand the getting burnt out. I think that's a big,
It's a real
big
thing. Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, sorry, go ahead, Tanner.
Well, I was just gonna say a lot of them too that I've noticed they don't take a break from it. So they'll be going on a family vacation and they're still,
still grinding it out,
putting their phones up and filming out a quick spot that they're going to put in a video when they get back, because they just can't take a break. They know that tomorrow they got to put a video out because that's your livelihood.
That's
right?
money.
When you're doing it full time, you can't have a dud, right? So
Right.
you sometimes get stuck in this avenue of what I've got to put out because I know this will resonate with the community and it will get views. So sometimes it makes it harder then to branch out and do other stuff, which then could hurt you in the long run as people kind of move on from that kind of content. That's what makes it scary and really tough and difficult is, when you're relying on those views every day, you sometimes you just can't deal with one that's not going to get you to the numbers that you need, right? So
Well, I think that's what we see in the avenue these guys are going down with, like Whatnot and all that sort of stuff. Like they're all going different avenues. Like it's not like before where just putting out content was enough. Like
You got to supplement. Yeah.
You got to supplement. So these guys are finding different ways, which kudos to them. Like Shai says, it's a big commitment. And it's tough. I mean, like I personally would not be able to do that shit because I need to know what the hell's going on too much. And I can't, I'm not happy with, well, if tomorrow works, tomorrow works. I need it to work. So
I've done a couple of sponsored videos and like it took the fun out of it.
Yeah.
For me, like this isn't my gig. I would like it to sustain itself, but like for the most part, it isn't. Like I have a career path, I have a job, it pays the bills. I love it. I love the fact that it gives me freedom. I'll just say that. I get to work from home. I get to, I love my colleagues, my coworkers. I love my company. It's great, but I don't know what I would do if I would do this full time. I think it's a very scary thought process. Because would you still get as much joy out of it? Yeah,
I think that's always the worry. Work is work. That's it's not always fun. And even if you absolutely love what you do, hey, I get to build Lego all day. But yeah, you got to be up for 18 hours and you got to film and you got to edit and you got to talk and you got to put something out and then you scrutinize over it and you feel like you don't want to answer the comments and people aren't going to watch your next video. And then suddenly it's not fun anymore. It's not a joy anymore.
When your stress relief becomes your stressor, it does sting a little bit. So real quick, Shai, thank you so much for coming on. This is awesome. I really appreciate it. I'm going to step out because I'm going to be with Nick, Maria, and Harold on the Brick Adjuster. So I'm going to get set up for that. But thanks everyone who came and watched. Continue to watch the last 5 minutes. And Shai, this is awesome. Thanks so much for coming on.
You're going to get set up for that, hey buddy? You're going to set up for that?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
sir.
sir.
All right.
Yes,
All right, see you
sir.
later,
guys.
Peace.
See you, buddy.
All right.
Yeah, we're going to call it here right away. Want to get over there. I want to see the start of that.
I don't so I don't know if you saw the comments, but Duck Bricks. You guys familiar with Chris?
Yeah.
Yeah. He has videos made till 2025.
That's nuts.
Wow.
But then again, it's not like it's like his content's not hard to edit. He just films it and it's ready. That's how he does it. So
see,
I guess
that's me. Like I look at your stuff and your stuff is polished, right? And there's guys that do that. They're polished. I am not. I don't, because I just
put it out there.
I don't, to be honest with you, I just don't care enough. Like I want to do stuff and I want to put it out there, but it's just like I'm not. I want to do it and I want to just slam it out there and I'm just going to give you my 2 bits on it and that's where it goes, right? Could I take the time and make it like yours and stuff? Like, yeah, for sure, but I just don't want to, right? Because then it becomes like work. So I'm like, nah. The people that watch it say we appreciate your your honesty with it, or like, because I don't sugarcoat shit. So, and I just throw it up there, and if you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't.
Mhm.
At the end of the day, it's not my job.
Yeah. Oh, I totally get it.
And I'll leave it to the guys that are good with it, like you and Ryan and Jordan, and like all those guys. Like, have it, and I'll watch and I'll follow along, and I'll eventually do a little bit more here and there. But yeah, it's not my bag.
I enjoy the editing process. Like I love it.
Yeah,
That's like my other thing. Like I love Lego. I love the community, but I love editing videos. It's always been a thing for me before the Lego community. So it's not much of a, my subject matter is just changing as far as what I did as a younger me. So
yeah.
Like I don't mind it at all. Like just trying to make my editing game better. So like video
Do
making.
you feel though that you're trying to be a perfectionist?
Yes.
Because I could see it. Yeah, I could see
I
that.
see it in there, yeah, for sure, which is fine. That's great.
I mean, you have to up yourself, right? You can't
Yeah.
be stagnant. Like in life, you have to always try to make yourself better in any way possible. So I put that in the videos as well.
So now that's my thing, is I don't necessarily absolutely love all the editing and stuff like that. I don't mind doing it. My thing is the gear, the camera equipment, that like I love that shit. So it was an excuse to get that stuff. And
yeah, it's another one to buy all the stuff that comes along with this crap that I bought in front of me. That was like I could have bought the UCS Venator for all the money that I spent on this for the past week. So
yeah, exactly.
But it is what it is. This is just for me, it's just a side hustle. Like it's a side hustle hobby, and that's fulfilling enough for me.
And that's all it needs to be. Right? At the end of the day.
Speaking of, Morris said somebody spotted the UCS Venator
What?
at an airport. Yeah.
Someone take a picture of it? Is it online?
That's what she's saying.
I'm surprised it hasn't been leaked yet. This late.
Apparently one was at a
Bruce Swift has it. Bruce Swift just posted on Instagram.
Oh, really?
Yep. Are you guys familiar with him? I'm sure.
Oh yeah. Army boy.
Oh, yep. The Army boy. Wow. How much is that? I mean, it doesn't look that big. It looks smaller than a Star Destroyer.
I feel like it is less than a Star Destroyer. I think
it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be smaller than a Star Destroyer if you put them next to each other. But just looking at the minifigs in front of it, it doesn't look humongous.
At least it has minifigs. Star Destroyer.
Because it had
only two, same amount.
Exclusive Rex, right?
Yeah. They don't do exclusives, Tanner. Don't you listen to their interviews? Come on, man.
Right.
Yeah, it does look small.
Yeah, look at the figs.
That's what she said. There I
go.
He's waiting all night for that. Yeah, he had his finger on the button. I guarantee it.
It was on the button. I was waiting for it.
I think it's deceiving though, because if you zoom in and look at the studs, like that's.
Yeah. I mean, the box is bigger than the Falcon.
Yeah. 5,374 pieces, but again, a bunch of big plates. It looks like. I don't know. I'm amped.
I want it.
Me too. And apparently, we're gonna get an Avengers Tower in November as well.
That's bullshit.
We can't win.
Right?
You can't win.
Made my own goddamn Avengers Tower. Now they want to come out with it. Made my own goddamn Sanctum Sanctorum. Now they want to come out with one. Lego's stalking me.
Yeah, 2 Iron Men. 2 Iron Men.
2 Iron Men. Yeah.
Yeah. Is what it is.
Exactly. Well, I think I've just about got this damn thing done.
I wrapped up this bag.
I didn't do anything.
No, that's all right.
No, watch it.
It's been I think it's been an awesome, engaging conversation. Hopefully everybody watching is enjoying the conversation tonight. But it's been a pleasure having you with us. Definitely have you on again if you're up for it.
Yeah, I'm down.
We got the 100 coming up, buddy. You'll have to be on for that one.
For sure. I'll drop by. For sure.
Absolutely.
It's only 7 weeks from now, right? Where are we at? 93?
93, yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's 100. Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, it's been a blast. These guys have made it easy. So, you know what? I've got the 50 sitting up on the thing up here, man. I feel that was just like a week ago.
Right.
Right. And
so, what did you get to with Cali Bricklight? What? How many episodes? Did you,
130 something.
Wow.
130
you
something.
didn't
yeah.
even end on a milestone. What the hell? Man?
No, I mean, it ended because we just. I honestly thought we were gonna go to the end of the year. Like that was when I was gonna be like, I want to put a cork in it and call it quits. Let's end it here. But then when Claire was like, I kind of want to stop, and I'm like, yes, me too. It's over.
Right. We're done.
Yeah, I mean,
I just want to say this: you could have finished on Tanner.
yeah. Well,
I meant it that way too.
He was on my like October asks.
I meant it a different way.
Oh. Good one. No. I guessed to ask all the way up until the end of the year. Well, almost like maybe till November-ish, or November. But we already had like 2 people on the books, and I'm like, oh, let's just finish with them and just call it after that.
Yeah.
Spider's dead. He didn't make it.
For now, gonna come back in your sleep.
All right, Shia. Thanks for being on, brother.
Thanks for having me.
Yep,
Appreciate
my
it.
pleasure. Thanks to everyone in the chat. Hopefully it's a good time for everyone, and we'll definitely be seeing you next week. I think, yeah, Kev.
Yeah.
Yeah, I come back on Thursday, so I should be good to go.
Yeah, next week should be good. Yep, absolutely. All right. Thanks, everybody.
Hey, before we go, a reminder: go check out Eric over on the Brick Adjuster channel if you're still up and want to consume some more Lego content. Go watch Nick and Maria and Harold and Eric.
Yeah, 100%. All right, everybody, stay safe.
All right, thanks everyone.